Hi friends, this is Ganesh, and video number 1, again it's a 1 because it's a new try. People are asking about use cases. Whatever concept which I'm explaining is good enough, but if there is any use cases, then it's very easy to implement all the kind of concepts in one use case, so you can understand how the data flows, like you can understand the end-to-end process as well. So I thought, okay, let's have some use cases. It will be benefit for the people who are actually learning the new concepts like OData, CDSV and everything. So hope I might get some time to prepare a use case. So that's why I thought of let's start from OData service, and we'll continue in the other areas as well. So the first use case is kind of a PO display. So in the procurement area, I'm going to get the PO number from the UI application, and based on that, I will get the data from backend system using a BAPI, and having some exception handling if the PO is not available in the backend system. So what kind of information we are sending back to the UI. So this is going to be a simplest and end-to-end process flow. And also a few queries they asked in the my channel, I replied back. I thought of include that also to give a little clarification for those people. Okay, so hope this might be useful for you. Let's get into the system. So this is the scenario. I'm going to get the PO number from the UI, and based on that, I'm going to use a BAPI PO getty type to get the data from the backend system. Okay. So in this, what are things I'm going to use is association. Yeah, definitely have to go to association for the header and item, and the deep entity set. I don't want to create two different entity set for header and item. So I thought let's utilize the deep entity set concept over here. And a redefine method. So which method needs to be redefined? Hope you might aware it's get expanded entity set, because it's not going to be used a normal entity set method, because I'm going to use navigation property along with the association and exception handling. Okay, so these are the topic which I'm going to cover over here. And before that, so technically few steps, it's easy for understanding. And I'm going to create two entity type, obviously with the entity sets for PO header and PO item. And I'm going to follow the same structure which is available in the BAPI PO get detail. So BAPI EKKOL for header and BAPI EKPO for item. Then I'll create association between header and item along with the navigation property, and then generate DPC MPC classes, and create a deep entity set structure in the MPC extension class, so which has header and item. If required, you can add one more dependent property as well, as I showed you, header, shipment and item I showed already, and here I'm going to use only two things. Okay. The next one is keep all the date field as nullable. Whenever there is a date field, like if you use the whole structure in your development, and definitely the date is also one of the field, change date, create date, a lot of things. So if there is a date field, by default it needs to be filled some values. If not, we'll get an error while executing the OData service. So the safer side, whenever or wherever you have a date field, better you just make the column called nullable. In it's coming under entity type properties window. So I will show you that. Just keep selected. Okay, so that is one of the question which is asked. And that the method we are going to redefine is get expanded entity set. So as I mentioned, we are going to use deep entity set concept. So I'm not going to use any default entity set for header and item. So I'm going to use only one method to be redefined. NF. An exception is at the header level. Either through a message class, you can pass a message, or you can pass a BAPI return message informations to your application. So there are two options. Okay. And so the additional keywords which we are going to use in our URI is filter and expand. I already showed how to use expand, especially with the navigation property. Now we are going to use filter as well in the same, along with the expansion, along with the expand additional keyword. Okay, that's it. Let's go to the system. This is my system, and a few steps quite easy and you can understand. So I will just give what actually I'm doing and just create the information. So then it won't take much time. So I'm going to create a project. CGI PO. Okay, that's fine. PO is fine. PO details. Local object. Done over here. And so there are many ways to create entity type. You can import, you can manually create. So this is another way which I'm going to create here using the ABAP structure. So I'm saying I want PO header, and ABAP structure is from the BAPI. So here, go to export, you find, yeah, this is the structure of it. Copy and paste it here. So paste it here. Yep. Then add, oops, okay, let me go create, then only comes the next line. Yep. PO item, I want the tables by PEKPO as a structure, paste it here. Okay, done. Next, what I had to do was I need to import the property, means the fields, the property of each entity type. So the property folder is empty. So PO header, right click, import properties. It will show you what are the properties available based on the structure. So PO number I want, company code I want, document cat type, whatever it is, created on, created by. So created on is a date field, and created by. Next, it asks the key field. I go with the PO number and finish. Okay, and same thing you have to do for PO item also. PO item, import properties, then it will take from the EKPO structure. PO number, PO item, changed on material. Next, and I'm going to keep PO number and PO item as a key fields. Finish. So now the properties is added. If you expand the properties folder, you will get it. Just double click the properties. Here you have an option called nullable. Okay. So where is the date field over here? Here is created on as a date field. So I'm going to make this is nullable, meaning if the value is not filled for this particular field, then the system gives the null, means empty values to the particular field. Okay, so it can be null, it can be empty as well. So what happens if it is a string? It gives only the empty string. But is a date field, at least it should fill with 8 digits of zeros, but it's not filling. So that's why I just make this is nullable. It can be null. Okay, it's not only for date field. If you feel any field there is no value, I can send as a null value, you can select over here. Okay, so this is a property on it. And PO item, go to the properties and changed on, I'm going to select as null value. Okay, so first step is done. The entity type is done. So I have to create an entity set. Just create, and I try to keep the same kind of naming conventions. Header set. Okay, and normally once you enter the name, press enter. Okay, if not, you will get no input help is available for entity type. Anyway, entity type is we created. So just kind of trigger point, just enter. And again, if it's just click F4, it will come. So PO header. Same thing for PO item also. So PO item set, enter, then go to entity type, press F4, you'll get the value. That's it. Save it. So entity type and entity set is ready. My internal table is ready. And I have to create the association for this. So here you have an association folder. Right click, create. Okay, you will get a wizard. Otherwise, if you instead of double click, if you click create over here, you won't get a wizard. So here I'm saying, if you double click association, it will go to the next kind of different window. If you click create, you won't get this wizard window. So better say right click create. So association name, PO, okay, header and item. Okay, PO header and item, and principal entity is header, and cardinality is 1, and dependent is PO item, and it can have cardinality 0 to n. And navigation property is for only for principal I'm creating, not for the dependent. So let me create navigation property for PO header to item. Okay. So just for little elaborate, so I'm just go with navigation for PO header to item. Okay. So yeah, make sure the spelling is correct. Yeah. And click next. And here it asks what is the dependent property. So between two principal and dependent one, so it's a P1 number. And click next. Just a confirmation, this is association set is going to create, and this is a set name, and this is a dependent entity set name. Yeah, header and item set name. Just click finish. So association is also done. Almost we are done with the design. Okay. So now what I have to do is just click generate. This will create the DPC and MPC classes. And everything is fine. Go ahead, local object. So one of the friend suggested why you always go to the different transaction to generate or activate your service. So actually what happened is initial system, the connection is not established. That's why I always go to the transaction and create the activate service, the lengthy transaction, MAINT underscore service, the transaction. So, and he just mentioned the path as well. So that is well and good. We used to do it in our normal system over here. So here go to service maintenance, just double click. Okay, here it shows what is the system, client, RFC destination, and registration status is not green. If it is not green, the service is not activated. Exactly, we didn't create the service. So instead of go to the another transaction, from here you're able to do it. So you have to say just click register service. Normally we say add service in that particular transaction. Here it's called register. Just click register. It will ask what is the system alias. Normally we used to give local, continue. The same window will pop up in that transaction as well. So I'm going to save in the local object and continue. So once everything is done, you'll get a green signal. So here, registration status is green. If any error, you might get red or yellow warning kind of, otherwise it's green. So things are fine. From here, you can go through the particular transaction directly. So normally we used to filter it and get it and click SAP Gateway Client. Through this SEGW also you're able to do it. Just click this option. It will give a message like it will direct to the selector system. Are you okay? Currently this is local. Suppose you have an RFC connection. This is my gateway server. I want to go to my ECC backend system. So then it'll directly go to take you to the ECC system. Okay. But here it's a local. Again, it go to the same transaction only. This transaction, right? That's it. Execute. So make sure things are okay. Yes, that's fine. Now go back to the service builder. So now actual coding part it started. So go to runtime artifact. Okay, I'll go to MPC. Yeah, first go to MPC because the next step I have to create. One second. Let me generate again. I have to create the deep entity structure. So your deep entity has header and item. Then generator, go to MVC ext. So here another question. The people sometimes they're saying I'm not able to see all the methods or attributes or types. Everything is empty for my MPC extension class. So the reason behind this, whatever you are seeing here, it's actually not for your extension class. It depends on your MPC class only. So why we have to create another information? Why we have to create everything in the extension, not in the direct MPC and DPC? Anyway, it's a Z or custom class only. The reason behind is whenever you are generating your project from SEGW service builder transaction, it recreates your DPC and MPC class. Okay, there is a structure change or there's a property change, you have to regenerate it. So what happens if you write any custom code in DPC and MPC class, not the extension? Once you regenerate, automatically it will delete all your own code from MPC and DPC class. Okay, so that is the reason we are saying go to ext, redefine the method and write the code. You can just try, you can write it, because again it's a Z class, custom class. So you can go and write it, regenerate it, you come to know, okay, it's getting deleted. Okay, so that is the reason we always go with extension class. So here there is an option called filter. If this option is selected, you won't able to see anything in your extension class. So don't worry about it. So it's not you are doing something wrong. Everything is fine. Only option is you selected the filter. Just remove the filter, or by default it might be selected. Okay. So now go to types. So here also you have filter option. Just select. It will go. Just uncheck. You are able to see all the structures and table type. Here I'm going to create my deep entity set. So go to the change mode and you can start writing over here, give a name and do it. Otherwise directly get into this place and you can start writing it. Again, go to the change mode. So here you can say types, begin of TS deep, any name you can give. So it's used to it. So that's why I'm going to give deep entity, TS underscore deep entity. I have 6 fields for the header. Let me go with only 2 fields. So I go with P1 number and company code. So the same naming convention, the naming I'm using over here, whatever they mentioned in the structure. And I want an item. Probably you might aware of it. If there is a table type or if there is an internal table, item is an internal table. Okay, if that is the case, you have to maintain the navigation property name as your internal table name. Otherwise, you won't get the data. Okay, so navigation property is navigation header to item. That's it, right? Yeah, let me cross verify. Go to service builder and CJIPO data model. Go to entity type, PO header, navigation property. So NAV PO header to item, PO header to item. So let's NAV PO, I missed a PO header to item. So you have to give the same name for your internal table name, item internal table, or multiple internal tables. You have to give the same navigation property, because every header to item you have a navigation property, header to shipment you have another name, navigation property. So you have to give the same name over here. So type table of, it's something but TSPO over here, you can see over here. Okay, you can give the same structure or this structure, whatever it is, item, and it needs to be with empty key. So my deep entity set is ready. End of TS deep entity. That's it. So it's ready. Activate your MPC extension class. There is an error. Awesome. Box is unknown. Okay, spelling mistake. Okay, done. So go here again, change the MPC to DPC extension class, because now we got to start write the code. And what is the method to be defined? Redefined is nothing but get expand entity set, right? So go here, inherited methods. Oh, sorry. Still it's an MPC extension. Let me keep the cursor, enter. Yeah, now it's DPC. Go to method, inherited, it's coming under this, I believe. Application servers, yeah, runtime. Here it is, get expanded entity set. So right click, redefine. No other method is required for this scenario. Everything I'm going to write on under this method only. So just go to the redefinition method, just double click. Yeah, it's already there. Okay, let's delete everything. So step one, I need to declare I need a declaration for entity, so deep entity internal table I need, right? So deep entity internal table. So for that, data work area for my deep entity type. You don't have to repeat the same, anyway it's available. So just copy the class name. It's available in MPC, but I'm going to copy this and change the name of the class. Just paste it. MPC extension and the structure. So what is the structure? I need DS deep entity. So control space bar. It's there. Okay. It's anyway the structure. And I want internal table. So IT deep entity type table of 1 second. Type table of the same thing. So finally, my data to be, all the data to be in this IT underscore deep entity internal table. So next I need some internal table to hold the data from BAPI. So I can say data to hold BAPI returns, whatever data is coming from BAPI. Okay, so first I need just a work area. So return for the header is just a work area only. So I can say header type, same structure whatever we given in the entity level, entity type level. So I want the structure, and another one is item. Item is an internal table, so it may be more than one record. So here go to tables, copy the same structure. Okay, coding wise also we are good, and we need one variable. So it's a PO number. Okay, so because on the flow I'm not able to declare this PO number, because in the function module the type should be same. What are the PO number and whatever the input for the BAPI, the type should be same. So for the safer side I'll go with EBELN. On the flow, if you declare a PO number, you'll get a runtime error. So just to avoid that. Okay, so first what I need is I need to get the filter, right? Get the PO number from the UI. Okay, so UI is here, it's nothing but OData service. Let me do one thing. Let me activate this, and I'll show you the UI path. So what are the filter and expand everything. So that then you'll get a little idea how it's going to be triggered over here. So what I can do is I can say breakpoints. Don't go with the static breakpoint anytime. So just as a training, that's why I'm going to static one. Just keep the session breakpoint. Now go to the UI service, SAP gateway client. It's everything is fine. Go to EntitySet, and I want a PO header set, and question dollar filter equal. I actually forgot what the naming convention I give. Let's try with PO number equal to. So I just give some number. I'm not giving the actual one. So there's a filter I'm giving, and you have to use the keyword called expand. Okay, so expand, it triggers your navigation property method. What is the method for the navigation property or expand keyword? Get expanded entity set. Okay, if you're not giving expand, it try to call the method for entity set for the header one. So we are not redefined it, means we are not implemented it, and you will get an error saying that this method is not implemented. So we don't want that method for this scenario because we have a navigation property. So give the navigation property name without any single quotes. NAV header, oh sorry, PO, right? NAV PO header to item. Hope it's right. And F8. Okay, over here, this is given error. Not a equal, it's EQ. Okay. Execute. All good? No. Invalid token director 19. Hopefully this. Let's see. 20. PO number equal 1, 2, 3. It's all good. 1 second. Okay, I didn't use and. I thought I told. Okay, and dollar expand. If I property PO number. Yeah, that's right. 1 second. Um, Service builder. Go to the properties and what is the name? PO number. Okay, there is no underscore. Clients number F8. So hope this time it works. Yes. So it comes inside your get expanded entity set. Now you can see the filters because we need to either you can go with filter string like PO number and get the PO number, or you can go with filter select option. So it has the properties PO number and the value whatever I given 1, 2, 3, it comes here. So I need to take the value of this 1, 2, 3 in the PO number field or whatever I declared in the get expanded entity set method. Just execute it. Yeah, it's triggered 2 times because I have 2 navigation like PO header as well as PO item. So 2 entity types, so it triggers more than once. How many entity type you have, that much time it triggers the particular get expanded entity set method. Now go to the coding part. So here I'm going to get the PO number. So you can write whatever the code is relevant for you. So I'm going to get it from this IT filter select option. Read table into data. The idea is you need to get it. That's it. WA filter. So with key, here I'm going to give the key property as well. So with key as field is property equal to PO number. And before this, the entire code is going to execute only for the specific entity type. Again, go to the signature. You have 2 options, entity name, entity set name. You can go with either entity name or entity set name. Entity name is nothing but PO header. Entity set name is PO header set. So I go with entity name this time. Last time I showed you entity set name. So I'm saying if entity name is PO header, I believe I'm correct. Quick clarification. So my entity name is PO underscore header only. PO is capital. Let's go there. PO header. So the entire code is work only for PO header. Okay. Otherwise, what happens? PO item also it will just come and trigger one more time. So I don't want that particular confusion over here. So now, if I go into if this is yes, say suppose equal to 0. I have the PO number property. So now I'm on the flow. I'm going to declare it. So I want that internal table, the property name, the select options, the filter option value. So I can say PO details. Just name, some name you can give equals WA filter control space bar select option. So it has the value I showed you, right? So if it's passed over here, then I need the value for P1 number. So P1 number is equal to IT PO details of, anyway it has only one, okay, only one record, it's low. So if you, this is kind of a new syntax, instead of read, index and everything, this is another way of read your internal table based on the index. So it has only one value, so I just go with low. If you're not satisfied with this, better go with whatever syntax you know. The final option is you have to pass the filter option to the PO number, that's it, okay. Excuse me. This is done. I'm going to call the BAPI. I'll show you the positive scenarios first, then we can go with the exceptions as well. Get detail, it gives all the declaration. Let me delete it. Okay, so here the purchase order is nothing but the PO number. PO number, I need item as well. So let's delete this as well. I want only PO header. I don't want address. Yes, I need a tables. No header text. I want only items. Rest remaining I can delete. So then it's easy to visible as well. So this is my BAPI. Okay. Just pretty print. So here I already declared what needs to be, or what is the name of the header and the internal table. So items. That's it. Means almost done. So we need to move this to the deep entity set. Okay, it's item, not items. Okay, let me go with items because it has more than one as well. Okay. Few repeated mistakes, so please accept my mistakes. Done. So now PO number, whatever they given in the filter, it's available in this variable. Based on that, I got the header information and item information. If you need some more, get it and create your own association, create your own entity set, prepare a navigation property and go ahead. I showed you how to create, how to have more than one dependent property in my hopefully 7th video, I believe, deep entity set. Just go through it if you have any doubt. Now I need to move this information. So move the above details to deep entity set, deep entity internal table. Okay. So now first I'm going to move the work area. So what are the work areas we have? Like I can say move corresponding. That's a better way of header to WA deep entity set. Okay, because it has only 5 fields. But here WA header has all the fields from the structure. But I want to move only those whatever I declared. Okay, even I have 5 fields in the service builder, but in deep entity I declared only 2. Okay, that is also possible because I want only 2. I declared created 5 properties, but I want only 2. That is also fine. Okay, and I need to move deep entity set. What is there here? This is the internal table for the item, and I can say move this because its structure is same. Both structures are same, so it will take that. So and finally move everything means append your deep entity from your work area to deep entity set. So almost we are done. The final one is, so you know about the ER entity set. Whatever information you need to pass to the UI, you have only one internal table is nothing but ER entity set over here. Okay, So this now it's open internal table type ref to data based on your target. It automatically adjusts the structure as well. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to populate the data from my deep entity set internal table to this ER entity set internal table. Okay. So for that we have a method copy data to ref method. So move data from deep entity to final ER entity set internal table. Okay. For that, go to control pattern. Sorry, uh, pattern control F6. Go to ABAP objects pattern and just type your class name, DPC class name ZCL underscore CGI underscore PO here, DPC extension, and get the method from there. Copy data to ref, that is a method where it is little down. Here it is, copy data to ref. So it just move the data from deep entity to ER entity set. So give your deep entity set internal table name, and here your ER entity set internal table name, ER ENTITY set. That's it. Pretty printer. Check it. Do you have any error? Wow, no error. Act toward it. So now, without exceptions, we have written it based on your purchase order. It will take the details and display in your gateway servers client. Okay, we'll see that. Go to gateway client. Here I need some PO which has more items. So I already taken over here. So I'm just go to, it has 40. Okay, means it has 4 items. So let me take this 302 and go here, give the PO number 302 and execute. Okay, it comes to your get expand entity set, and you can see the PO header. So entity name is PO header, and the filter. So it has filter options, and this PO details. I just moved the data to the PO details. It has a select option value. So 302 in the low field, and PO number I'm getting, so 302. So it depends on your requirement, you can change the code as well over here. Okay, so BO detail, so it has some values and it has some values items. The item has 4 number values over here, and finally I'm going to move this to deep entity set. So it has 1 record because the deep entity, right, it has the fields as well as the internal table. So if you open the internal table, it has 4 data. So finally it needs to be moved to ER entity set. That is very important. So then only it will reflect in your output. So that is also done. Let me show you that. ER entity set and double click. Same like your deep entity set. Okay, and execute one more time. And I already mentioned how many what is that entity set, it just triggered that time, but here it's by default it just triggered for header and item. I given only one expand entity set. I already showed how to give more than one expand entity navigation property also by separated by comma. Suppose you have header, item, shipment. So you can say I want item as well as shipment. You have to give expand equal to navigation property name for item, comma, navigation property name for shipment. If not, it will give only item details. Okay, so you can design it and UI whatever details you want based on the navigation property name, they can fetch it. Okay, so now I just given only item, so it's created header by default and execute for item second time. So any type U items, I don't want to execute this again, so it won't go, and full execution F8. So here you can see the data and all the informations over here. If you want, you can change to format as JSON as well. And here it shows navigation property name, and this is the entity set name, PO item set, and the details. So it gives one by one, 10, item 10, and item 20, item 30, and then item 40, and finally it displays your header information. Actually, I have 5 fields, but I populated only 2 field value. That's why. And here they mentioned created on null is true. If you're not selected, if you execute this particular UI, you will get an error saying there is a date field and we are not accept UI is not accept the null value. That's it. Okay. So hope this is clear. I'm going to include a exception, header level. So this is the HTTP processing, the header level. I'm going to give the informations over here and saying that the PO is invalid, or if any return from the BAPI, that is also going to display it here. Okay. So if you want to display the message in the body level, I have already shown that in third deep EntitySet video. So how to send a return to the body. So just go through it and you can apply the particular concept in your body level messages. Okay. So now I'm going to show you only the header information. Let's see. Here you're not able to see anything. Once you added include the exception or the messages, you will get one more header name, SAP messages. Okay. There it will show you all the information. Let's see how to do that. Again, go to the class. And everything is, you don't worry, you don't remember it. So easily we can refer it instead of copy paste also, you can refer it. So what I'm going to do is let me have an exception here. So if PO number that is not initial, then I'm going to do a select single EBELN from EKKO into data LVEBELN, or you can use the same PO number, that's up to you, so don't worry about it, where EBELN equal to PO number. Okay, so if psi sub RC is not equal to 0, okay, and this is going to be the if and else part. If it is success, then only the remaining code will work, otherwise it should not work. So I'm going to keep this part as else. So let me take out the block, end block, take out here and put it at the end. Okay, so either or, if all good, then only it will execute your entire code, otherwise it will give an exception. So now what kind of code I have to return? Okay, so here anyway there is some exception they already maintained. Let's go and check it how they return it. Superclass, okay, no, methods, I believe inherited method, common services, and go here. Yes, RFC save log. They have a message container. I'm going to use the same thing. This is the one, LO message container. Okay, so I want this line, I want 6th line as well, so this needs to be initiated. Okay, I don't want the logger now. So what I'm going to do is let me copy this 3, 5 and 6, but I want only 3 and 6th line, and go back to your method. Let me have here the declaration part, and I don't want this part, so copy this one, Control X. Okay, I have initiated it. Okay, now there is a message, sorry, there is a method which triggers the message, whatever we are giving from the message class. I'm going to give the message class name and class number, message number, everything. So for that, I need to get the class name. It's nothing but message container. And this is the object. Means LO message container is the object. Using that, I'm going to call the method. So go to pattern, web objects, continue. Here just keep that class name, and here the object is LO message container, and the method is add message. So these are two methods which we are going to see in this session: add message or add message from BAPI. Okay, what kind of message you want to send, so you can give. And here you have called add messages from BAPI. So if it has more than one, okay. And the structure of this is BAPI RET2 or BAPI RET2 as well. So just go with add message initially, and okay, select this method and continue. So the input for this message add message method is message class name and message number. Let me delete. Yeah. Okay. So what I had to do, just delete this. Okay. So message type is error. So I just go with E, and message class is 1 second, because I have saw some existing message class created by someone else. Excuse me. It's full. Okay. Yeah, Z test. And I'm going to use 004. Okay. Z test and message number is 004. Okay, I deleted one more parameter by mistake. I need that also. Then only it will trigger in your header level. Otherwise, it won't. Sorry for that. Let me take it quickly. Pattern. Okay, all there. Just execute. This is the one. Add to response header. So this is one way of doing the exceptions. So you can make use of this message container class. Okay, so let me delete the unwanted code. Okay, so this is my exception. If pretty printer, if the PO does not exist, then this message should trigger in the header level. Let's see how it triggers in the gateway. Back toward it. Okay. Escape character is missing. Okay, things are good. Go to gateway client. Here it is. And let me delete some zeros. Okay, and execute it. Let's see the output. So here it is. There is a SAP message. Able to see there is a one name is added over here, SAP message. They mention clearly what happens. So what is the message name, message number? It's an invalid PO number. They won't get anything over here because the way the code is written, the if else. Okay, so just double click. Normally it opens in the XML format, but here it opens in the um, notepad. Simple, it's easy to read, that's it. Okay, what is there, it's easy to read. So they mentioned what is the message class and number, and what is the message which we are populating, invalid PO number. Okay, and what is the message severity, we given as E, so it's error, or can give warning or information, whatever it is. Okay, so this is one way of exception. The next one I'm going to show you is suppose I want to send whatever BAPI returns. Okay, let's see that one also. So here we have two methods actually. Mm, yeah. One is BAPI return, only one record it holds. Another one is BAPI returns. Okay, so I'll go with the BAPI returns. But I'm not able to create some scenarios for this BAPI how it returns. So what I'm going to do is, you just imagine there is some return error is going to happen. So I'm going to send manually. I'm going to add the data to the internal table. Okay. Excuse me. So for that, first step would be, I want to take this initiation of that object just out of the if condition, otherwise I'll get a null reference syntax error. So let me have it here. Okay. because the method is coming under the same class. So okay, here I'm going to write the code. So fill BAPI returns. Okay. Go to pattern. Just continue. Okay, so this is the method. Add messages from BAPI. Just press F4, and here it is add message from BAPI, and this is add messages from BAPI. So I just go with the messages. The difference is it hold only one record, it hold more than one record. So add messages from BAPI, continue. So let me activate few things. So as I mentioned, I'm going to manually fill the information. Otherwise, you just return whatever is coming from BAPI. You can just pass the message to this internal table. So here I need a work area for that. So work area for BAPI messages type BAPI RET2. So that is a table type. So I just mentioned only 2, not underscore T. And the messages over here, I want type here. So type is error. So that is the first record. Okay, type is error, and the message is, I can say, faulty item. Some message. Okay, so imagine it is coming from the BAPI. Okay, because it's very difficult for me to generate any error message from this BAPI. So let's go with this. So anyway, you'll get what actually we are doing here. BAPI messages. So I need more than one. So I want more than one data, one record to be included in this message. So let's go with a warning. PO delivery date. That's all. So this is category. Everything is not required, and only the header is required. Do you want this to be responses in the header level? I can say yes. True. Okay. So just imagine I didn't have any if condition over here from the BAPI whether returns any faulty or error information. So just for your understanding, I just go with the manually created some records to display in the BAPI level. Now go to your gateway client and execute it. Okay, execute with actual data. The code written that way only. F8. So here you can see SAP messages. Just double click. It's not opening in the XML format. That's fine. Go to font, maybe 16. So it's give, right? So this is the first message. So message is fully items. Let me. Okay. Yeah, for your understanding, just delete it. Yep, here it is. So faulty items. There's a one message and another message is over here. If it isn't displayed in the XML, then it's very easy to understand. So here I need to figure out why it's not coming in the XML. Yep, delivery date. Okay. So this is a message which returns from backend to the UI application. They will take care. So if it comes in the header level, they know how to handle it in the UI application level. So I hope this might be useful for you and play around with message container for handling the exceptions. And if you feel to be your method or your data to be included in the body level, my exception is included in the body level, you can have a return parameter. I showed you in the deepen EntitySet in the previous video. Return parameter and fill whatever information you want from a BAPI or manually, then that will display in the body level. Just go through this use case. Hopefully it will be good to understand to just create any kind of scenario in the OData service. Based on the requirement, you might change the way of the code to design or the entity type and entity set. Otherwise, everything is same. Let me know if you have any question. Thank you so much for your time. See you in the next video. Bye.